Greetings everyone, Agion here, another Dawn of War 2 replay. So on the south side, as the Tyranid Lictor Alpha, we have Wrecked. So on the north side, as the, mech boy is that? We have Strider. We've got some immediate sluggers, and he's going to be fighting against two Hormigons. And another squad of sluggers, so there's going to be multiple squads of sluggers versus multiple squads of Hormigons. Like, this is a pretty even build from both sides. I really don't know the exact comparison on side by side, though I do know that Tyranids seem to be stronger than any other faction, but I'm just glad the announcer is not the Tyranid, because it's one of the worst announcers in the game, just going bleh. The only reason why I can't play Tyranids, it's just the horrible announcer just gnaws at my mind. Just like how they gnaw at the minds of Psychers. Am I a Psycher? Looks like this squad of Hormigons managed to get forced back. Over here, we do got some sluggers severely wounded. Oh, nope, there's actually more models there. I only saw the two. Sluggers are engaging the Hormigons now. Looks like these Hormigons are losing, but now the sluggers are sustaining quite a bit of damage there. I saw a pretty good knockback in that engagement. And the Hormigons may actually go down. The handguns missing a lot, actually, against that one. And it looks like that squad of Hormigons will be able to manage to live. This activated point will be ripped apart. Lictor Alpha cloaking on in. And this squad's quite wounded. Every hit is probably getting pretty close to killing off a model. Hormigons capture up this point here.
It is overrunning the strategy pointy. Right, we'll get the post up.
Man, this map is not. This mini map is very clustered in colors. Ugh, combined with the blue and how busy it looks on the mini map, it's pretty hard to tell what's going on. Plus, everything's just small because I'm recording this in 4K.
Ooh, we added to the post.
Oh, it looks like I dropped a number of frames. Hopefully, it was early on. But sorry about that. I actually dropped a large number of frames in the beginning. We do have these sluggers going in. All three sluggers are here, trying to go down this one Hormigon. The Lictor Alpha is here, but one of these Hormigons are quite wounded. And I have no idea who's actually going to win this engagement. It's a big cluster. One of the Hormigons are forced on back. The other one is very low as well. Actually gets completely wiped. We do got a Flamer on this one squad. The Flamer squad may need to fall back sooner rather than later. And the Lictor actually went down entirely, so some big sweeping gains for the Orcs.
We'll figure that boost right out.
We got a Synapse generator coming on up. Synapse or Synapse? It's probably Synapse.
Getting a power thingy up, boss.
Requisition generator is captured. This power node is next. Over here, we do got sluggers captured the requisition, and requisition going for quite a bit of requisition here. We do have multiple power generators, just only two, not three, just one over here. Both sides going heavy in the infantry. We do got a warrior brood now out. Lictor Alpha is still down. And here comes the Hormigons. Looks like the slugger here is withdrawing. So is this one. It's getting way outgunned. And this one's forced to withdraw as well. So we do got a map full retreat for the Orc player. And now it's time to capture multiple points with the Hormigons. Yes, that is very important, mech. We do have the Lictor Alpha now stepping on him, trying to get the mech boy. Will be able to close the gap, and so the Lictor Alpha should be able to win, but no, teleports forward. Sluggers have rushed on in, will force back both of these Hormigons. The Warrior Brood is way over here. The Lictor Alpha is still alive, but they're going to be quite overwhelmed. The Warrior Brood, if they could potentially get some good engagement if they do mass knockbacks, Lictor Alpha does not have any sort of upgrades. The mech boy does have the electric armor. The electric armor deals 10 power melee DPS to nearby enemies when activated. Also increases mech boy's health by 200. So it sounds like if activated, consumes energy and then it just damages nearby stuff. We do got the Warrior Brood upgraded with the Barb Strangler, which is the suppression item, which can be quite useful versus all of these units. Plus, it has a pretty good AoE effect and quite accurate. Doesn't fire there. Having trouble tracking the moving targets. There goes. That one does fire. Nice suppression comes on down. There's only 2 flamers here. One of them's locked up in melee. One of the flamer squads could actually get entirely wiped. The Hormagaunts do, in fact, wipe. We've got the electric armor there, forcing back both the Hormagaunts. Both these sluggers are currently suppressed. I think the Warrior Brood's melee is still pretty good, even with the upgrade. And the sluggers are a bit damaged. This weapon's quite good for AoE, so... And we do have Tier 2 being upgraded for the Orc player. Lictor Alpha appears to grab the Mech Boy, and now it's going to go ahead and start punching away. Flamer Point being... Ooh, the generators... The Tyranid player just doesn't have any sort of energy income, really, or advanced energy income. The power generators are all smashed. Over here, these generators have been activated for quite some time, so the Orc player may be able to call in something good. I'm guessing Death Dread. Maybe a Weird Boy? Death Dread seems more likely to me.
Get the burners! It's roasting time! Our generator's under attack!
But you got the mech boy teleporting forward using the shock armor, or the shock electric armor. The slugger is suppressed. We do got the mech boy trying to tie up this unit in melee, trying to keep, and we do have another slugger moving forward. He's quite forward near the reinforcement point, so he does retreating back early. It's not a huge problem. The slugger is getting ripped apart by the Hormagaunts, and the Lictor Alpha could potentially grab something. I heard something about knobs. I think knobs, yeah, we got knobs being upgraded on these sluggers, which should help out with their damage. One of these Hormagaunts need a withdrawal. They're quite wounded. We've got Tier 2 now finally being researched for the Tyranid player. His energy income has been so low, it's been very problematic. But now there could be a gen bashing here, but this one squad just, yeah, he does retreat it, which is a good idea. He needs to perhaps do a soft retreat in order to withdraw these guys, because they will be overwhelmed because these guys are fully reinforced. Only 2 synapse generators over here. It appears I haven't dropped any more frames, or just 5 frames. Not a whole lot. More suppression coming on out for the Lictor Alpha. Not for the Warrior Brood. The nonsense was spotted. We do have the Weird Boy here, which does have pretty good knockback effects, perhaps from eyeing for the Hormagaunts. This far right requisition generator has not been claimed by either person, so lost requisition for either player. We do got the Lictor Alpha here. Does knocked back by the Weird Boy. The Slugger is currently suppressed, and the Lictor Alpha is withdrawing, doing a full retreat. Suppression does come on out. Looks like these Hormagaunts are forcing back. The Knob Leader is providing excellent damage. Another Synapse Generator is coming up, but it's a bit of a dangerous time to bring up another one. We do have a Death Dread on the research, and we do also have a Tyrant Guard. So both sides going for a one of the medium vehicles. Weird Boy was grabbed by the Lictor Alpha. Apparently, Lictor Alpha can grab him while still camouflaged. Good suppression coming out by the Warrior Brood. Hormogons are still engaging. We do got the vomit from the Weird Boy, and the Weird Boy is withdrawing. The Hormogons are still on his tail. And the Weird Boy is entirely down. The Knob could be next. Or the Slug, I should say. The Knob leader. Death Dread is here. Suppression hopefully can save the Slugger. Yes, he does save him. So killing off that Weird Boy is actually quite important. Now the Death Dread is going to have to only solo against the Tyrant Guard. The Weird Boy would provide quite a bit of damage versus the Tyrant Guard. With the general purpose damage it is able to utilize. We got Capillary Tower. This requisition point is not claimed. This requisition point finally claimed. Hormogon's trying to capture up the VP. And they will capture up in time. Death Dread are here. We do got some Rippers here. As well as the Venom Brood getting dropped on in. Electric armor being utilized by the mech. And now we've got the cannons now firing. The Hormogons, though those the Rippers, are quite wounded, though they're only good for a distraction. The Death Dread needs withdrawal. He's doing a soft retreat now. Can't do a full retreat because it's a vehicle. Tyrant Guard eyeing the charge. The Rippers also eyeing the engage still. Slugger is currently suppressed thanks to the nearby Warrior Brood. Oh, did that? Nope, the Hormogons are still alive. The Rippers are down. The Mech Boy may want to eye for something a bit heavier versus these units. Slugger's trying to go on in, but he perhaps should try eyeing just do a forward withdrawal. The Warrior Brood does withdraw in time. Lictor Alpha and Tyrant Guard are still in the area. Venom Brood still can be picked away against the Sluggers, but they're just retreating away. Lictor Alpha does grab the Flamer himself, or a Flamer. Could have tried to grab the Knob leader. One of the Venom Broods do in fact go down, so that would cost a bit of energy to reinforce. Good hits coming on out. And we've got the mech board here utilizing the electric armor. The only thing I don't like about that electric armor, it's slightly possible if everything else is darker, seizure inducing. It's also one reason why it's sort of hard for me to cast some Red Alert 3. Well, I'm not susceptible to epileptic seizures. It still can give me it's still disorienting and not very good. We do have a Knob squad coming on out. Knobs are very resilient, to say the least. Lictor Alpha, ready to grab something. Suppression does come on down in multiple squads, all three of the squads. Tyrant Guard charging on in, Hormogons are forced withdrawal. Mech Boy jumps on in, ties the Venom Brood in melee. Death Dread is still alive. Lictor Alpha gets... Is it Lictor Alpha dead? No, just got knocked back really far. And it looks like we do got a pretty sizable retreat coming on out by the Tyranid player. More suppression coming out. The Mech Boy is still trying to tie up the units in melee. Slugger sustained quite a bit of damage, and Tyrant Guard needs withdrawal relatively soon. Is Tyrant Guard going to go down? Looks like he's body blocking, unable to escape. No, he decides to burrow, trying to use regeneration ability, but gets killed by the Death Dread. Should activate that regeneration ability much sooner if he's trying to stall for the Venom Brood. Knobs are here. The Knob leader is on the way. We've got an even bigger knob now. One of the generators are about ready to go down, but doesn't fully go down. The Venom Brood are much more effective versus heavy infantry than light infantry. So they can do some good damage versus Nob, but the Nobs, they're really, really resilient. They got the huge hammers on the build queue, which would help them out versus the heavy infantry. And we got the Hormagaunts going on in. The Hormagaunts won't really last hold too long, and these guys are not being suppressed by the Warrior Brood. Side note, I've got to mention Lictor Alpha does have an ability, and Lictor Alpha entirely goes down. So much for trying to read that upgrade.
Oi, stop messing about!
Tyranid player's in full retreat. He has lost the... Yeah, just noticed about the Tyrant card beforehand.
They seen us!
Knobs are charging on in. Hormagaunts will tighten up the melee. And he is running back into base defenses. Oh, there's actually 3 of those there. Those will do a significant amount of damage, and they do some good knockback. Rocks raining on in. The Tyranid player needs to do a retreat to the side, or soft retreat. The Hormagaunts may in fact go down. The Knobs are super wounded, but there's 3 models there. So it's unlikely he'll actually go down. Looks like the rocks will not wipe anything. We got Carnifex, the full heavy unit now coming on the build queue. The Death Dread has been upgraded with the Burns of Blitz, which of course gives him some flamethrowers. Oh! Hormagaunts can apparently jump through that wall. That must be actually a bug. Because I know they can jump through over like cover and whatnot, but that's a straight up wall. Suppression does come out on one of the sluggers. Hormagaunts are rushing on in. The other squad is not suppressed. Hormagaunts are forced to retreat. The Lictor is still down. And the Carnifex is out. The Carnifex is currently not upgraded, but there is one on the way. The Barb is trained with Spore Assist. Yeah, the Mech Boy should keep his distance. The tickets are currently in favor of the Tyranid player, but only by a small margin, and is counting down against them.
The other side's got 300 points left. Getting a power thingy up, boss.
Death Dread is way over here. The Orc player may need to bring in a looted tank sooner rather than later, but he's low in requisition.
Boss, he's losing some land.
Death Dread is now engaging the Hormagaunts, and of course the Death Dread will win this engagement quite handily. Lictor Alpha still has not been respawned. He should be at the cheapest cost available now. And we got the Mech Boy upgraded with the Beamy Death Gun, which should be, it's primarily meant for the Carnifex. Does require setup and has a limited arc. We do have the Slugger Boy super wounded. Death Dread now fully repaired. Mech Boy receiving quite a bit of fire right now. Does teleport out of there. Teleporting anti-vehicle weapons. Ooh, that must be a bit nasty. The Knob leader is actually being hit first. If he goes down, then he's going to have to use an upgrade to bring him back. The Knobs is saying quite a bit of damage. The Lictor Alpha does have a couple upgrades, not receiving any sort of damage at the moment. Its upgrades currently the Corrosive Claws, which striking enemies increase the amount of damage they take by 20% and slows them. The Knobs are super wounded. Carnifex does get a couple melee hits in. Does get another model there. And that knob goes down. It may be death.
Awesome. He's losing some land.
But back to the Lictor Alpha. The other ability is Menacing Visage. Grants a terrifying ability which forces enemy units to retreat back to its HQ. Ooh. That is a very powerful ability because you can reduce the amount of units your opponent has on the field. That reduces the amount of units they have out in the field, reducing their damage output. And when you only have a handful of units, that is a very, very powerful item. Death Tread is actually pretty low in health. Venom Brood is sustaining quite a bit of damage right now. And the Carnifex will engage in melee. He should be able to win out in melee, I would assume. Death Dread is actually being thrown away to die. The Death Dread needs to fall back. He's going to lose it. And it goes down. What's a Flash Kits? Not familiar with that unit. That must have been a unit from the Elite mod. But they are equipped with some big guns, big shooters. They're going to be upgraded with the Git Finders. I wonder if that's some sort of radar unit. I really don't know anything about that unit. Both the Orc player just needs more requisition. He has plenty of power for some good stuff, but just has no requisition. He could potentially bring in Daisy, or should I say call it the Orc Battle Wagon. I like the name Daisy. It was one of the campaign bosses. Electric armor is utilized, but didn't really do a whole lot. Great suppression coming on in. Having your Carnifex able to do suppression is quite impressive. That's a lot of damage coming on out. Flash Kits will not go down. The knobs, however, may go down. Actually, the leader just got re-upgraded and now forced to retreat. Currently, the VPs are quite similar. It's going to be in favor of the Orc player shortly, so it'll be even more similar. Another Carnifex on the build queue, and actually one of the Hormigons went down. Actually, both Hormigons are actually completely killed. And this, while they are important, they sort of lose their value as the game goes on, because they tend to disintegrate with the heavier melee units. So overall, a minor loss, but still important. It's good for capping pressure, that's for sure, keeping them alive. Because I don't think Rippers can capture. Oh, those Rippers got ripped apart. Beamy Death Gun is engaging the Carnifex. More shots are coming on out. Knobs rushing on in. The flashy kits have been upgraded with the Blastas. And the Knobs are forced to withdraw once again. Over here, we do got the Slugger Boys capturing round. These units are very important for capturing round at this point in the game. The Flash Kits are sustaining some losses. We do have the second Carnifex now engaging. The other one needs to regenerate some health. They do have good range, so he's just going to go ahead and pitch away against the enemies. And the Sluggers won't be able to run up to him because they're suppressed. spore mines are here, but looks like they will get instantly ripped apart. And the knobs just said, oh, I can punch him, right? Warrior Brood sustaining quite a bit of damage, and the Venom Brood appears to be a new force of withdrawal as well. Carnifex going to make a soft retreat back home. Lictor Alpha is still here. The other Carnifex has regained quite a bit of health, but not enough to really brawl anymore. Looking with their extra range, they can hopefully stay on the back line. The Beamy Death Gun's being very problematic. The Lictor Alpha needs to grab that Mech Boy and get him to melee. Warrior Brute's seeing quite a bit of damage. Mech Boy needs to be focused. One of the Carnifex is almost down. Beamy Death Gun is beaming up and does not get the hit on the right target. We got the Warrior Brood now engaged in melee. Does use the electric armor. They're quite low in health, but the Mech Boy is forced to withdraw. Looks like the Flash went entirely down right there. That is a huge problem. Lictor Alpha has not a whole lot of health. He's about to go down, and he's down. The VPs are counting in favor of the Orc player, but he's lost quite a bit. These Carnifex can keep at range and help protect these points. He should eye getting a couple VPs in on his control.
I think this is important.
Boss, son, he's losing some land.
We got it, boss, we got it.
We got the Orc Knobs here, as well as the Mech Boy. They perhaps hope they're getting free damage from the Mech Boy, which is actually quite important because that is the only thing that can really hurt these Carnifex. Though these huge choppers will do quite a bit of work as well, and they can help ignore suppression. So these Carnifex needs a withdrawal. These Carnifex are about to go down. This one's going to go down. That one goes down. That is a huge loss for the Tyranid player. Rocks raiding on in. The Tyranid player's running out of VPs as well. And we do got a surrender there. It looks like the Tyranid player decides to go ahead and throws in the towel. This is Agion saying thank you for watching and signing off. And oh, my encoder is lagging out. Hopefully it only lagged at the end. Thank you for watching and signing off.